Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today's video is all about how to start loving yourself right now. And this is probably one of the most frequently asked questions that I get via my private practice. And one of the things that I work on with clients the most is how to start loving yourself. And so why is it important to love yourself? Well, when we love ourselves, we access the vibration of abundance. Those vibrations are very similar. So the more that we live in a vibration of love, we can also live in a vibration of abundance. And we all have heard this before, but I just want to reiterate that it's very hard to have loving relationships with other people when we don't love ourselves first. So the two most important reasons to love yourself are to create an abundant life and also to have loving relationships. Now, this is a complex issue, but we're going to talk today about two aspects of this. And the first aspect is the self-care aspect. And incorporating self-care into your life as a priority rather than an afterthought is an immediate way to start to love yourself on a deeper level. So when you look at your schedule for the week, are you putting everyone else's needs, wants, deadlines, and commitments before your own? Do you try to squeeze in the yoga, squeeze in the massage, squeeze in the bike ride, or do you actually plan those things into your schedule? When we get into a routine and when we get busy, it is really easy to put all of those things to the side and even forget to actually do them. But when we make them a priority, eating healthy, drinking water, exercising, and doing the individual things that are self-love and self-care for you, we will start to notice that life takes on a more fulfilling and meaningful vibration. It also helps us to get into the present moment, into the now, when we are engaged in acts of self-care. So it takes us out of the past regrets and takes us out of the future anxieties and brings us into the present moment. And it's a lot easier to love yourself if you're in the here and now rather than living in the past or worrying about the future. So the second thing I want to talk about is what's going on inside. The self-love in terms of the inner self. Do you have a happy, healthy inner self, or do you have an inner critic? And when we have negative self-talk that is disparaging ourselves, that is berating ourselves, when we are speaking negatively about ourselves and holding ourselves to unrealistic standards, we are not loving ourselves. Be aware of how you're speaking to yourself. Is it positive and loving? Are you reassuring yourself and giving yourself a pep talk and coaching yourself? When the negative self-talk and the inner critic shifts to a more healthy inner self, when we learn to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt, to talk ourselves back into a place of alignment, when we're able to coach ourselves out of a woe is me or feeling sorry for ourselves back into a neutral and or hopeful place, we are starting to master the vibration of self-love. Now, of course, there's always life and things happen. And so that's why having that connection inside of ourselves to know what it feels like when that is a positive self-talk, then we can always bring ourselves back there if perhaps we go down the road or go down the rabbit hole of that perfectionist talk, or holding ourselves up to some just absolutely unrealistic standard, which I know I have been super guilty of, and something that I have really worked on in my awakening and my journey of personal growth. So those are the two things that I wanted to talk about in today's video: making self-love a priority by engaging in acts of self-care, and also by being aware of the inner self and pivoting towards healthy, positive self-talk rather than engaging the inner critic. So if you need any help on your spiritual awakening, self-love journey, all the information to book a session with me is below. I have an automated system. The calendar is super easy to use, and you can book an appointment that works for your schedule. Sending you lots of love, wishing you a magical week. Namaste, everybody. Bye-bye.